Trading the over 1.5 goals market on Betfair is the subject of this video, and we're going to be looking at how you can use XG to predict goals in play. Many people get this totally wrong. We're going to explain how you can get it right, how you can use it to your advantage, and give you some real life demonstrations taken from the Betfair exchange too. Go grab a nice cold beer or a strong espresso and let's get into it. So the over and under 1.5 goals market, it's got to be one of the easiest markets to trade for newbies on the Betfair exchange. And I don't really like to use that word easy, as it can lead people down the wrong path. However, when you take this into account, 80% of matches, 80% plus of matches are going to go over 1.5 goals, which means it's quite hard to actually get it wrong. And when you're trading football, you only actually need one goal to be positive, and as we know, the percentage of matches with just the one goal is even higher than the percentage of matches with over 1.5 goals. So when you take all this into account, it's quite an easy market to trade on, but there are obviously problems, and a big problem or problems for many is typically when to get in, mainly because obviously the prices are quite short on over 1.5 goals at kickoff. And obviously if you're laying under 1.5 goals, that's going to be a pretty high price to lay if you're getting in at kickoff. We obviously tend to wait until those prices are just in play, which then obviously creates that problem. Well, when do we get in? Do we get in after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half time? And so you can see where people start to spiral out of control. Then obviously there is that big dilemma of when to get out. What if you're in an over and under 1.5 goals trade and it's not going to plan? The goals have dried up. Well, when do you get out? When do you cut your losses? So obviously it's a big problem for many if you don't really have a set strategy for it. But the good news is, look, when you use XG, it solves most of these problems instantly. And I say this because you can wait patiently for a certain threshold to hit during the match, which is thus going to increase the price, because we're obviously taking advantage of time decay, which means that the price on over 1.5 goals is going to rise, under 1.5 goals is going to go lower. It's a cheaper lay at that point. And then obviously just deploy your strategy. You still need to be a good trader if you're going to succeed in the long term. So let me just show you how this works with XG. So with regards to waiting for a certain threshold, as we know, look, this match is 0-0. During the first half, the XG is increasing with time as the chances come in, and we can see this metric clearly as the match develops. And this could just be a typical match. We could have 0.3 XG by the 15th minute. By the 30th minute, suddenly it's 0.7 XG. By halftime, it's 1.1 XG. It's still 0-0. So there is opportunity to get in as that XG is climbing, but before the goals arrive, okay? Because here is the big golden nugget from this, is that real goals lag behind the expected goals most of the time. So the XG might be forecasting 2 goals are expected in the match, but the match is still 0-0. Well, it's a golden opportunity, because depending on the time of the clock, we've got time for that to correct and for those goals to arrive. Remember, we are expecting the goals. We're not guaranteed the goals, but we are just expecting them. And so especially if you've got something like 45 minutes left on the clock and we're expecting 1 goal, we're expecting 2 goals or 3 goals, it's a pretty good opportunity. The expected goals metric is like seeing smoke before you discover the fire. And of course, there's going to be some matches where the goals do arrive before the XG has hit that threshold, but you just don't get involved in those games. I mean, there's hundreds, thousands of football matches to trade every single week. So like anything, patience is key. You still need to be a good disciplined trader and a good trader overall if you're going to succeed. Okay, the XG is very helpful, but it's not a magic bullet. So anyway, based on all this, we're going to get into some real life demonstrations of this. We're going to be trading the over and under 1.5 goals market. I'm going to be showing you exactly how we look for that threshold and the type of strategies we use to take advantage of it and take advantage of the time decay. So let's get into that right now. But before we do, I would really like it if you could hit the like button if you do enjoy videos like this. If you do like videos like this, hitting the like button is going to help YouTube send you more content just like this in the future. So it actually helps you more than it helps us these days. And remember, if you don't want to miss a video, hit that subscribe button too, so you get all our new videos as soon as they are out. Anyway, let's get into it right now. We've got some real life demonstrations taken from the Betfair Exchange. So we're in the early stages of the second half of this match from the Europa League, PAOK and Brann. It's 0-0. And obviously I don't know much about these teams, but the numbers is telling me quite a lot. 0-0. That combined XG 1.82, plugged it in the calculator, and we're looking at a goal overdue from both teams, total goals overdue too. And so anyway, we've got involved on the over and under 1.5 goals market. We're going to be backing this as that price rises. Remember, we only need 1 goal. We've got 2 goals overdue. We're only going to need 1 to crash that price in. And we've spread out the bets into the market also, as you can see. So we're going in at 3.3 and then 4.3 and then 5.3 also to take advantage of that rise in the price. And that's pretty much it. We know the goals are due. We just can't pinpoint when those goals are going to arrive. So we'll take advantage of that rise in the price. Let's see what happens. It's 57 minutes. It's 0-0 at the moment. 65 minutes and we've had a goal, and it has gone in favour of the home team. And so that was the goal that we were pretty much expecting. We didn't get... well, actually, we've got a little bit of our order at 4.3 taken. It wasn't taken in full, but we've got about half of that taken. So anyway, we will cancel this. And obviously, when you're trading based on the XG, you can have a look and just update the numbers here. And I've put them in, and it hasn't really changed much. We're still expecting 2 goals, but we can adjust the score. And you'll see that now it's expecting 1 more goal. It's also saying that really this should be a draw. So if we are going to get another goal, maybe to the away team. Anyway, we're not going to worry too much about that right now. What we will do, because we're expecting that 2nd goal in this one, we will simply remove the risk from this. Let me just get that in. And just give ourselves a free bet on over 1.5 goals. So basically, we'll be in a position where we're not going to make anything if it remains 1-0, but if we do get another goal, then we land the £99 of profit. And the other option would be to cash out. Okay, most people might cash out in this instance, but we've got good reason not to cash out because we can see the XG. It's guiding us. So this is a data-driven decision. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it pays off. It's 1-0 on 66 minutes. 88 minutes on the clock. The 2nd goal that we were expecting has finally arrived. It's better late than never, isn't it? So anyway, remember, it was a data-driven decision as that market closes. Let's have a look at the over and under 2.5 goals market now. So yeah, it was a data-driven decision. We obviously got involved on the over 1.5 goals. We were expecting 2 goals in this second half. After that first goal, we were still expecting that second. So instead of taking that cash out, which was around £58, we went for the 2nd goal and gave ourselves a profit of £99. So if you're in that situation where it is a, well, do I cash out and take the profit now? Should I let it run for a bigger profit? Well, now you have the XG to guide you. And obviously it wasn't guaranteed that the 2nd goal would arrive. But if it didn't arrive and it just remained 1-0, then I would just hold my hands up and say, well, at least I made a data-driven decision as opposed to an emotionally driven decision, which can be just cashing out and taking that profit instantly. We're all victims of that. Anyway, nice trade in the end. This one is 1-1 heading into stoppage time, but our trading on this match is done. So we've still got more of these examples to come, but there was a key line there, and it just shows you that using XG, it does help you make those data-driven decisions that you won't regret, even if the trade is not a winning trade. Because you're no longer going to be making emotional or rushed decisions. You're going to be making trading decisions that you can stand by. So even if that next goal doesn't arrive, you can stand by your decision. And I think for many of us, we've all been there where you take a trade, it doesn't work out, and then you doubt yourself afterwards and you wonder whether it was the right move to make or not. However, now you can be pretty confident. You followed the data and you stuck to your process. Maybe that trade didn't work out, but you've got to stick to your process and it will work out in the long term. So anyway, as said, we've got more of these to come, but I just wanted to show you this also. We're currently giving away this book for absolutely free. It will show you how we're using XG to trade football in these modern markets. Okay, the link below will get you it, or you can scan the QR code. You're going to be learning how and why XG data. It's changing the game, how you can take advantage of it. The main elements of interpreting the XG data, which is the real key to all of this, and hopefully you're learning in this video today. And then obviously how you can get started with implementing XG into your football trading. And it's packed full of real life trades, just like you're seeing in this video, but you can go over and dissect them within the PDF. So as said, click the link in the description of this video, or if it's easier, scan that QR code and fill out the form, and we will send you the book right away. Okay, anyway, let's dive in. We've got more real life trading demonstrations to get into and get through in this video. Just having a look at this one from German Bundesliga 2. So let me just adjust just to double check. So looking at this, it's 0-0 at the moment. Its current projected match result is a draw, so it's not really clear who's dominating, but there is a goal overdue, so that means there's been enough chances created in this to be expecting a goal. And as we know, real goals can lag behind the expected goals. So anyway, we're going to get involved, or I've already got involved, laying under 1.5 goals. So we're going to start to lay this outcome. We've got all our lay bets in the market ready to go, because as you know, it's a case of we're expecting the goals, we just don't know what time they're going to arrive. So we know this price is going to steam, and we're going to take advantage of this price dipping. So anyway, let's see what happens. We've got all the lay bets in. Let's try and look for that goal in the second half. So we're in the 65th minute. Just to show you, I've updated the XG a bit. It's still 0-0, but you can see that number is starting to tick up, with possibly Magdeburg showing that they're the more dominant team. But anyway, yeah, it's going in the right direction. It's always something you want to look for. We've got, what, two of our lay orders matched. Should be a third one very, very shortly. So, yeah, let's see. Everything is going in the right direction. Let's see if we can get that goal at a reasonable time. 74 minutes in, and we have got the goal. And as expected, it's gone to Magdeburg. So it's eerily accurate. We did say that goal was coming very soon and probably going to Magdeburg. So anyway, let's see how the goal markets look at this precise moment. If I can. Well, while we're waiting for this to fix up, let's have a look at the data. So I've updated the latest XG. We're now going to just change the correct score on this. So interesting, we've got no more goals overdue, so we're right where we should be with the goals. Possibly this could be the type of match which might finish in a draw, so you could consider going against Magdeburg. But anyway, look, with no more goals due, 12-second delay. Anyway, look, yeah, with no more goals due, we're going to try and exit out of this. It's going to be a very, very slow wait, isn't it? So anyway, very accurate, very accurate. You saw why we entered at half time. We had all the data in our...
This event has been suspended.
In our favour, as the markets go suspended. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so anyway, look, the markets are back. I did quickly check. I do believe there's been a red card to Nurnberg. So that's what that suspension, that market suspension was all about. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait for this market to settle, and then we're going to try and exit out of this. Okay, but anyway, we're right where we should be. We're expected one goal. We're on one goal. So we're going to try and exit out of this market, and we'll be right back. Okay, look, it took a while, but we finally cashed out and got out of the market. I had to obviously stop recording. You know, the markets actually went suspended again for another minute or so for no apparent reason. So with that 12-second delay, it took a while to get out of the market on this one, to get the profit. Anyway, it's all done. Let me show you the data. Let me just show you the XG and where it's leading us now. So Magdeburg are winning. They've got a man advantage. Current projected match result is the home win. There's nothing more really to see in this one. Total goals overdue, there's no goals overdue at the moment. Probably very close to maybe another goal being due, but yeah, here we are with the 1-0 to the Magdeburg. But our trade is done. We've locked in the profit. We locked it in over both the outcomes, because the data isn't really telling us to chase more goals. So we'll just take the cash out and we'll lock it in and we'll move on. So anyway, we're finally out. Magdeburg 1, Nurnberg 0. So we found a 0-0 at half-time match from German Bundesliga 2, and you can see that it is 0-0. We plugged in the XG numbers. We've got one goal overdue. It's not really clear who is going to score that goal. No team really dominant. But there's enough for us to want to get involved on the goal markets as the second half begins. So you can see we're laying under 1.5 goals. We're only expecting 1 goal at the moment. We've got to anticipate that it's going to end up expecting 2. And so, as we know, the under 1.5 goals price, that's going to steam in, and the price is going to tick lower and lower. So we've got lay orders 1.67, 1.47, 1.27. Okay, so we're expecting a goal. We just don't know when it's going to arrive. So we are set up in the markets to try and catch it. Let's see what happens in the second half. 75 minutes on the clock, and we've got a goal. As said, we're expecting goals. We just don't know what time they're going to arrive. And this one's taken till the 75th minute for it to arrive. The good news is we've got all our lay orders matched. So we've got £250 of profit potential on the over 1.5 goals should we get another goal on this one. But we're going to obviously make a data-driven decision on this one. So I've updated the XG. This is the current XG numbers. This is the current score. So total goals overdue is 0. However, current projected match result is draw. So we're still anticipating that this could easily end up being a 1-1 draw. So anyway, you got options, haven't you? You got options. You can cash out. We can look at removing the risk from this and then just giving ourselves a free bet. We would just take this amount, and considering, I mean, there's 14 minutes left. You've got the away team winning, and expected match result is a draw. Let's just put this in. I'm going to make the decision to leave a free bet on over 1.5 goals. So no further goals. We're just going to end up breaking even on this one. Another goal, we're going to land £109 of profit. So those are our profitable options currently. Lock in the £50, go for the 109. And so according to the XG, we're still not quite where we should be. Okay, just going back to this, its current projected match result is a draw. The away team is winning. So when that is incorrect, we're going to look for a correction, and we're going to see. And the good news is, even if Hertha Berlin were to score a second goal, that's still going to land us the profit. So anyway, let's see what happens. It's around 13 minutes left. It's Holstein Kiel 0, Hertha Berlin 1. So just to give you an update, we're on 84 minutes. It's still 1-0 to Hertha Berlin. But I did just want to point this out, that obviously one of the great things about football trading, we made that decision to go for obviously the 109 profit if there's one further goal. We've let it run. You've always got the flexibility to just say, well, actually, do you know what? Now I might just take the profit. We tried to get that next goal, didn't arrive. We could actually take the profit. We could actually just exit now with £37. So I just want to point that out to anyone who is a newbie to all of this. However, are we going to do that? Well, not based on what we're seeing here, and I'll point something out. As said, look, we've got that current projected match result is a draw, so we're not quite where we should be. Whether we're going to get enough time for the goal, let's see, who knows. However, also on the XG calculator, when this goes yellow, just want to point this out, this means that this is getting very close now to, say, Kiel expecting a goal. Okay, their XG is getting very close, their XG correct score is getting very close. So within a few minutes, you could easily see that XG tick up, and then we are literally expecting another goal. We've got 1 goal overdue. So I just want to point that out. That's just something to keep in mind. We obviously don't have a goal overdue right now. It's very, very close to it. All the signs are pointing to it, so we're anticipating that. And as said, look, we're in the market with absolutely no risk. So that's just something to keep in mind. Anyway, let's see if we get the goal. Let's see what happens. There's a few minutes left, and there's going to be time added on. Holstein Kiel 0, Hertha Berlin 1. So here we are, deep into injury time on this one, and doesn't look like we're going to get that second goal. So the end result of this trade is just going to have to be a scratch trade. So keep in mind, do we regret making that decision of going for the second goal? Well, an outcome-dependent trader would say, well, yeah, you didn't get the second goal. You didn't make any profit, did you? However, it's a data-driven decision. We stuck by the numbers on this result. We didn't get the goal that we were looking for. You can only ever regret a trade when it's an emotionally based decision. So there was no emotions in this one. We looked at the numbers. We were expecting that second goal. It was just one of those trades where it didn't arrive. The beautiful thing is we didn't lose any money on this one at all. So just keep that in mind, and we will look to move on and get on with another trade. So probably the final score, Holstein Kiel 0, Hertha Berlin 1. So we're looking at a match from the Bundesliga, both Frankfurt and Wolfsburg. It's 0-0 at half-time, but there's been more than enough chances for the XG numbers to suggest that there's a goal overdue. We're not quite sure who to, but we're expecting this is going to possibly erupt in the second half. So anyway, let me show you. We're getting involved over and under 1.5 goals. We're going to lay under 1.5 goals with quite a few lay orders. Time decay is going to tick this price down, and we'll get a few of these lay orders matched before the goal is scored. That's the idea. And then we're doing similar on the 2.5 goals market. Time decay is going to tick it down, and then obviously once that goal is scored, we can start to just trade from there, depending on the timing. So anyway, we will give you more updates in the second half, but we're expecting a goal. We're just not sure exactly when it's going to be scored, but we are well prepared for it. Frankfurt 0, Wolfsburg 0. 69 minutes on the clock. Just had the breakthrough here. Frankfurt 0, Wolfsburg 1. As said, we were expecting a goal in this one. Let's have a look at the markets. The over and under 1.5 goals market. We had quite a few of those orders were matched all the way down to 1.48. We've got some green to potentially lock in, and similar on the over and under 2.5 goals market. Yeah, we got some green. So anyway, what we're going to do is I will look to remove the risk firstly on this. We're just going to stick to that, and then obviously we're going to try and let the data drive our decision. So let's just remove the risk. Let me just get that done. Okay, so we've got £155 of a free bet on over 2.5 goals. And then let's remove the risk here also. Just going to put that in, 156. We're going to lay it off. So it should give us a £93 of free bet on the over 1.5. Okay, so anyway, those free bets are done. We've removed all risk from this. We've got no further risk in the trade. Now let's take a look at the data. So you can see here, this is Frankfurt versus Wolfsburg. I've updated the XG, which is quite a big leap, okay, in favour of Wolfsburg. It wasn't even a penalty. So anyway, we're going to adjust the score. So we're on the correct match result. However, we still got 2 goals overdue, with another goal at least due to Wolfsburg. So the XG suggesting this should probably be at least a 2-0 win to Wolfsburg. So what we're going to do is nothing. Okay, we're not going to cash out. So many novice traders, they just see the cash out, they just press it, and they're just desperate for some sort of green screen. Not the case here. We're going to let this run. We've got a free bet on the over 1.5 goals, and we've got a free bet on the over 2.5 goals. We're not going to lose anything on this. It's just a matter of how much we're going to make. Let's see what happens. It's a data-driven decision. We're going for more goals. Frankfurt 0, Wolfsburg 1 on 70 minutes. 96 minutes on the clock, and it has just gone 1-1. Frankfurt 1, Wolfsburg 1. So very, very late, and literally the last kick of the ball, as you can hear there. So anyway, look, we land that profit on the over 1.5 goals, and then we break even on the over 2.5 goals. So anyway, very, very late goal. Those who are inexperienced with football trading will say, well, you got lucky, didn't you? Last minute, very, very lucky. Well, actually, no, it was a data-driven decision. We were expecting this goal, and well, actually the match is still going, so yeah, not sure what's going on there. Anyway, data-driven decision. We were expecting that goal. As said, we're expecting it. We just don't know what time it's going to arrive. And there is no difference between a goal being scored right away or being scored with the last kick of the match. Actually, not the last kick of the match in this case. We are still alive on the over 2.5 goals. But yeah, anyway, I don't think there's going to be enough time. But anyway, that's pretty much it. You saw the data-driven decision. We entered this 0-0 at half-time. We could see the data was leaning towards there being goals in the second half. There were goals. There were 2 of them. You saw how we played out the trade. Left ourselves a free bet. Made sure there was no further risk. Had to wait until very, very late to get that second goal to give us some profit. And now here we are. So anyway, I think that's probably going to be the end of it. It's Frankfurt 1, Wolfsburg 1, the final score. So I hope you enjoyed checking it out, and I'm going to leave you with this little nugget here. Just remember that XG doesn't guarantee a goal, but it does tell us the conditions are right. A lot of people go wrong with using expected goals and misunderstanding it to be it's guaranteed goals. Nope, Nothing is guaranteed, as we know, otherwise we'd all be millionaires, wouldn't we? But XG doesn't guarantee a goal, but it does tell you the conditions are right for your trade, and it's extremely powerful. So anyway, if you didn't grab it earlier, remember we're giving away this book for absolutely free at the moment. You'd have to be a little bit crazy to not download this for free if you are serious about taking your football trading to the next level this year and beyond. You're going to learn why and how XG data is changing the game for football traders. Lots of golden nuggets. We've got lots of trades in there for you to dissect step by step. And yeah, there's a whole lot of fun going on there. So as said, you can click the link in the description of this video and put in your email address and download it, or you can scan that QR code if it makes the life easier for you, and then fill out that form and we'll send it right to you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. There should be, fingers crossed, another video on the screen which is just as good, and you can check that one out right away. So go click on that video, grab another nice cold beer, and I'll see you in the next video.